Hi Jay, good to see you today. Did you just want to say who you are and what you do at London Friend?
Yeah, hi Mike. Yeah, it's good to see you too. I'm a domestic abuse counsellor at London Friends, working with people in the LGBT community that have either historically in the past or currently in abusive relationships and helping them to explore that.
Great, thank you. So Jay, it's been quite a topic in the news recently about the issues that people are facing who are in abusive relationships, and I wondered if you had any advice on what people can do to either keep themselves safe or to make contact with services.
Sure, yeah. Well, I think as you've just mentioned, Mike, there's been a lot of reporting recently in the press, with people needing to stay at home and self-isolating. Domestic abuse has risen a lot, and I think it's brought into the public awareness as well that home isn't a safe place for everybody. And also, I know it probably sounds though it goes without saying, but a lot of people will be aware they're in domestic abusive relationships, but some people might be questioning it, wondering if it's their behaviour, making excuses for the abusive partner. They've had a bad childhood. I'm going to be the one to make a difference. But I think one sort of, well, not obvious to everyone, but I think a sign of possibly one just starting to wonder if you are in an abusive relationship is if we start to modify our behaviour. I hear from a lot of my clients, it feels like walking on eggshells. So I guess that's just, it's sort of, some people sort of like tend to blame themselves, and some people will be very clear that it is abuse. So I just want to put that out there. So I think with the current situation, I know these things might not always be possible, but if and where they are, if people are at home and they feel things are going to start to escalate, there's Boots have just started to offer a service, actually I believe from last Friday, where people, if they are able to get out, can go into Boots, go to the pharmaceutical counter and speak to one of the members of staff there who have had the training already to be prepared for this, and they will sort of just give a brief explanation. I need to go somewhere privately, and they can go to one of the consultation rooms in Boots where they'll be able to sort of like make calls or whatever they need to do in private. So that's one possibility. Another thing is to call the police. I'm guessing most people will be using a mobile phone, and if they do tap in 999, that will take them through to the police. But then if they are unable, if they're able to speak and say they're what they're experiencing, obviously that is it will be an even easier thing. But if they're unable to talk, if they then go on to tap in 55, and that will take them through to this next service. And if they're able to speak, that's great. And if not, if they can just cough or tap the phone, but if they can hold on for a while, just so that then the call can be traced, and then that will sort of like take it through to their local police station. So that is another option. And also things like, even if they're not able to get out at all, trying to work out the easiest escape route from where they are in the home. If things do escalate, are they living on the ground floor? Would they be able to get out of a window if the door's kept locked? Do they have access to keys for the door, car keys, whatever, having those somewhere either on them or somewhere easy to access. So I guess that's sort of like for the very, when things start to escalate, that would be the next stage.
Great, thank you. And in terms of like services that are available for people who are in abusive relationships, what is there out there?
Well, there are things out there. And for example, there is the National LGBT Domestic Violence helpline. And I just want to add, with the word violence, I'm not saying everybody's going to think this, but I think sometimes people may think, I'm only in an abusive relationship if it's physical, but there can be also the psychological, the emotional, the sexual and the financial. So it's a real mix of things. But they can call up the national, as I said, LGBT domestic abuse violence helpline. If they're able to Google that, get all the details, they can then get referred through to London Friends to the domestic abuse counselling service. Other options are Gallup. who also will, if they can contact Gallup, who also work with the LGBT community who have experienced hate crimes and or domestic abuse. They can also refer through to London Friend, or they can also self-refer themselves if they go onto the London Friend website, and there's all the information there about counselling, so they can do it, they can do it that way as well.